We just have to be funny in the beginning.
Right.
And then, you know.
Transition to charming.
Cue the title sequence.
Right.
Welcome to Friends on Purpose,
where two friends talk about life, love,
and finding purpose.
One thing that happened that I've been really waiting to tell you about is I bought 6 more yo-yos. And
Wait, you've told me this.
I'm up to 14.
Is this your third?
This is my third purchase.
Third purchase?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that is.
And I bought so many that Duncan sent me a carrying case for free.
What?
Yeah, and I have.
Is this the bandolier we were talking about?
It does attach to a belt loop. If I want. And then I got myself a yo-yo injury. I was yoing so hard and it came back into my palm so hard that like the hard edge of the yo-yo gave me a bruise on my palm. Like
that's hard.
Yeah, I know, because we really have been throwing really hard.
Like a visible bruise, or it's just
tender? Yeah, I mean it's like it feels like it's more ouchy, but like see that kind of darker.
No, I mean
right
that's
there?
something.
I know. It's faded a little, but I am.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's commitment.
That's how you know I'm pro. And the PE teacher asked me to do a unit in gym class.
Uh-oh.
I know. I kind of feel like as soon as that, I'm like,
yeah,
that's like, oh no, now like moms are on Facebook. Like it's not going to be cool anymore. So
this might be the end.
No, I haven't committed to PE.
Oh, okay.
To a yo-yo unit, so I still feel.
Is it uncool to ask? Like, hey guys, what do you think if I did this? Would that be weird?
I did ask, and they were like, they were like, we got to keep it underground, because people keep being like, should we make this a club? And then someone inevitably is like, no, keep it underground.
Yeah.
So I have to respect the will of the group. For sure on that.
Sounds like it's decided then.
I do think we've come to a consensus, but like now just it has a life of its own, so it's like I don't know. I think what the injury said to me is maybe I'm getting a little out over my skis, and I need to I need to play it a little safer, and I need to stop ordering yo-yos for now.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to tell you about.
I love your yo-yo updates, and I think it's really important.
Yeah, it is. I'm changing lives.
You keep it alive as long as possible. Yeah.
We'll try. What's been going on with you?
You're bringing them to Dipsmas, right? We did talk about that.
Oh yeah. Okay. How many do you want me to bring? Because I can bring a lot.
I mean,
you want me to
bring
the whole thing, like all of them. I'm gonna bring 15 yos to your house.
One for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
No, please don't. But definitely bring like one of each style.
Yeah, a looping, a non-responsive, auto response, a long.
Damn, you got terminology down too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
So our topic for today, we decided to go a little less deep, and pick up on a topic that came up briefly in a previous episode, which is, what's the difference between a nerd and a geek?
Yep.
Yep. And I have some thoughts about this, but you go first. I want to hear your side.
Okay. I think how I feel about this, first of all, is that I think there's been a real reclaiming of these words. I think that
I would agree.
Like maybe growing up, I don't think anyone. I feel like growing up, if someone was like, "You're a real nerd," I probably wouldn't have cared, but I knew it wouldn't have been a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
Or
it wasn't like a terrible insult, but it was definitely used as an insult.
No. Yeah. I think that same with nerd, like or geek, like geek, you know, someone's, I think of like geek as like, oh, I'm really, when I think of it related to myself, I'm like, if I'm geeking out on something, maybe I'm going on a really long, like Wikipedia, like rabbit hole, or like, oh, and also you said earlier when we were talking, you said a rabbit trail.
Yeah.
And I say rabbit hole.
Interesting.
Because a rabbit lives in a warren, and so there's and that's kind of like underground.
Okay,
and so,
you're nerding out right now.
It's just like you said a rabbit trail, and
a rabbit lives in, according to my research.
Actually, rabbits live underground in warrens, and it's actually a rat. You're going down.
I learned it on National Geographic.
Yeah. So anyway, you said a rabbit trail, and I was like, "Wow, what an idiot."
I've heard it both ways, but I would say
I've never said anyone. I've never heard it.
Common.
No. Mm-hmm. No way. Hey, Mom, when you listen to this episode, could you please weigh in on what... We need 1 vote minimum. Anyway, back to the point. The point is, nerd and geek used to be not so nice. Now people are like, I'm a nerd, I'm a geek. They're proclaiming it. I love that. I think it's cool. It's fun. But I do think of a geek as related to more like obsessive fandom, or like
fandom.
I don't know, like
fandom.
Culture.
That's it.
Fandom.
You said geek?
Yeah,
yes.
Geek is
fandom. That's absolutely correct. That's what I was trying to get to. I hadn't got to that in my thinking about it, but yes, that's exactly what it is. But like
nerd is, there's kind of like maybe some more like
it's
intellectual,
but also like passionate about a hobby.
Like masters it, like really wants to, like, maybe it's a skill, or like it's like, I'm gonna get really good at this, and there's like mad respect there. Whereas a geek, you kind of get to the point where you're like, bro, stop correcting whether
Obsessing.
It's Luke, I am your father, or like,
right,
you know, like, you know, like, don't like that. Don't.
Well,
come at
I don't
me.
know. I don't know. No, yeah.
Like geeks are like, there's like this, it's, I don't know, there's like this
pop culture, like fandom or a pop culture subject,
and
but not a skill.
That's what I'm saying.
Nerds can be skills or intellectuals.
And the reason this is an important topic is because, just to be clear, there's incredible overlap. So it's not as if we're saying these are two separate things. We're just trying to suss out. And let's also be honest, I don't think we're the first people to ask this question.
No, but
talk about it. But I want to talk about it with you.
Listen, nothing's original.
No, there's nothing new.
We just are probably late to the game, just like this podcasting thing, right?
But we're having fun.
But we're here.
But we're having fun. What are your thoughts on it? So we agree that it's kind of fandom.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It is fandom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that with nerds, it's either intellectual, like you're knowledgeable about a deeper subject than popular culture. You know,
right.
Like you could be a nerd about birds, right?
Yeah, bird nerd.
A bird nerd. Yeah.
You could also
but you're gonna be a geek about, you know, the different avatars, or I was gonna say like Spider-Man, you know, the different
like. Actually, did you know that there are 11 different Spider-Man, and the only person to play Peter Parker
Andrew Garfield,
3 times
who played the second version of Spider-Man, and you know that's
right. Did you know that the upside down kiss scene was actually supposed to be Renee Zellweger? And you're like, what? No, I didn't know that. I don't care. Yeah, because I do feel like there's this element. Okay,
is that true?
Maybe this is other. No. Definitely not true. I couldn't remember Kirsten Dunst's name.
Oh, right, yeah.
In that moment, and Renee Zellweger popped in my head.
It's like she's a little old for Spider-Man.
But that could have been weird and hot too. Here's the thing about a geek. I will also, and a geek wants to tell you about it. And like maybe if prompted, a nerd will like share their information, but a geek almost like shoves your nose in it at the most inopportune times. Maybe there's like a little bit of social, like a
Shoves
lack
your
of
nose
social
in it.
awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of
Okay.
being like, like,
Well, did you know that the pod racers in Star Wars were actually not like true to form in the way that the space were?
and you're like, but a nerd would be like, let me tell you about the actual physical science that goes on here.
without stereotyping and,
Yeah.
being kind of
A jerk.
mean to the geeks, I think
Yeah.
nerds are a little more sophisticated.
That's right. I think that's right. Like I would want someone to be like, oh, Elaine's a total nerd. But if someone called me a geek, I'd be like, why are you coming at me like that? That's my person. That's my bias.
It's the nerdiness that makes them cool. Right,
because they have mastery.
When otherwise they wouldn't be cool,
That's
for
right.
for like those common mainstream reasons that people are cool, right? So like,
well, right, because I think
they're
we're at
not
the
following the
point-
trends. They're totally obsessed with this one thing, and they're missing out on all of the other things that make a person quote unquote cool. But because they're so invested in this one thing, you're just like, holy cow, that person's awesome. And I've had
that's taken, yeah,
and I've had like a professor comes to mind,
yeah.
He was probably the best teacher I've ever had, right? And he was so knowledgeable and so passionate about graphic design that it was just like, it was inspiring. And it made me want to learn more. It made me want to be that knowledgeable. Made me want to be, be able to like talk about it in a way that you're talking about life,
Right.
Whereas,
I feel this way like when you meet someone and it gets revealed. Like I'm married to a bird nerd, and I really don't care that much about, like, my partner knows the like regular song, the mating song, the juvenile song of like every bird.
I find that so
like
friggin' fascinating.
It's so
like,
impressive. So I want to
like, that's
see.
impressive.
Yeah, impressive. Right. I know. And like I love when people start showing me their like weird nerd. I'm like more and another and another. I want all of it. But when someone comes at me with their geek energy, I have a little like, it feels different, and I'm not sure I can like pinpoint why, but I don't have that lean in. I kind of lean back,
Yeah, that's true. You do that to me sometimes.
About what?
About my geeky things, about Star Wars, or
it's Star Wars. I have a bias. It's me. I'll admit it.
But it's not
I'm
just
like,
that. Like, but I know what you mean. Like I get that way when somebody starts talking about their IPAs, or and it's everybody. Everybody reacts to the vegans and the CrossFitters, right? So yeah, it's like it's the fact that you're.
Can I maybe? May I take a stab
So
at
are we?
something
Are we
I think
saying
I'm
that?
sensing?
Are we saying that geek is more negative?
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
I'm coalescing around this thing, and I think because on the surface, like if you're like, oh, this person's obsessed with Star Wars, that could be the same level of nerd as like a bird nerd, which like commonly are referred to as.
I know a couple of
ornithologists.
those guys too, and it's just like
cool.
Wow.
And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
But the energy shifts when honestly,
when
maybe
it's
I'm
intrusive.
just like being an armchair. Intrusive, or like it comes from a place of the like almost like a chip on their shoulder. So they're coming at you to almost like
correct you.
I don't know, like correct you or like prove that it's cool. And you're like, you know what's super cool?
Yeah.
If it's just for you. I don't need to think it's cool. I'm like way more down to clown with like learning about this thing you're obsessed with, and you're not trying to win me over.
Like you said, there's a certain amount of self-awareness that you need to have to either not be a geek or to be a nerd.
Like a nerd truly doesn't care what you think about their passion.
Which is the definition of
So
cool.
cool. That's
you don't
so cool.
care. That's the definition.
You're just
of
like,
cool.
I'm doing this for me. Like I'm like doing it. But like geek is
think we
like
solved
almost
it,
like
Elaine. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
That's
looking at it so that like you wear a badge. You're like, well, I'm the foremost Star Wars expert. And I'm like, I don't care.
Okay. Yes. But like, I think maybe we're getting into like subcategories. So like, I think there are two kinds of geeks. There's the geek that isn't self-aware and is annoying. But then there is the kind that has those random facts about a particular subject, particularly a fandom, that isn't annoying.
Wait, sorry. No, I just figured it out. Nerd calling you in to learn more. Geek calling you out to prove they're right. There's like this, like a nerd is going to be kind of like, oh no, well, let me explain to you why it's this way, and like wants to bring you along on their journey. Whereas a geek is kind of like,
actually, no, it's not that.
And you're like, how would I know that? Like, you're the expert. There's like I don't know, there's an interplay there that feels a little bit like when I'm with a nerd about their thing, I can't get enough of it, and they bring me along their like enthusiasm ride. Whereas like when I'm with a geek, I'm just like, you're not even checking in to see if like I'm understanding or like care. And that's like, that's a no for me, dog.
Mm-hmm. I've had like some run-ins.
Your son is a music nerd. I don't know if we're naming family members, but it starts with a J. And what I think is, when he's playing, is it when he's playing video games and he just picks the most like dope song to just like that goes along with what's happening in the video game, because he like
dominating in
to
Fortnite while listening to Aretha Franklin, I
yes, which is just like peak. Yeah,
I wouldn't call that nerd because he doesn't know anything about those artists. He's just got great taste in music.
Yeah.
No,
he doesn't. It's almost like you don't think that's the same.
That's not a nerd. No, he would. No. My oldest son is a car nerd. Constantly talking about cars. Constantly dreaming about what car he's gonna get next. And can tell you every single thing about the car that you have.
Your wife's a book nerd, and the best kind.
Yes. My wife is,
because she never makes you feel bad. If you were like, oh, like, I don't know if I love books, she wouldn't be like, let me tell you the reasons you should love books. She'd like, oh, cool, what do you like? But if you were like, hey, I just started getting into romantasy, she would be like, do you want to know my favorite? Or she'd be like, do you have a favorite? And then she would
not
like,
only would she do that, but she would tell you the benefits of romantasy and how they can make you a better person for reading them, and what
she would just like, make these big connections.
What she's experienced and learned about life through these, this genre. And that's not even the only genre she reads, right? So like she's all over the place.
Oh no, I know. That's what's amazing about her. What are you a nerd about, and are you a geek about anything?
I would say I'm a geek about... Okay, well, see, this is where I think there's got to be two different categories of geek. Because I don't think geeks all bad. I don't think geeks are always in your face. I think it's just something I
think geeking out isn't bad, but being a geek...
Yeah, I would disagree. I think there's a lot of geeks that are obnoxious, just like you say.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think there are geeks that just know random facts about certain thing that are kind of like good go-to people for confirming.
Give me an example. Like what? Like I'm
like
why
when
aren't they nerds
like when
then?
you asked me in a previous episode, what was that Yoda quote? And I told you, no, that's let's not use it.
Yeah, that one was stupid. And I was like, kind of like,
okay, yeah, no,
Did you just prove my point?
Yes. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. I was mean about it, wasn't I?
I was like, I'm like in my flow, and you were just like, no. Like the takeaway was like, if you think that was a good quote, you clearly don't understand the entire Star Wars universe. I had to be okay, you're right, I don't. I was trying to connect with you. That was that was me like trying to bring it to you in your language, and you were just like, you got it wrong.
But let's say this: I did present a quote that applied, and that was Roosevelt's.
The Churchill quote. Oh, Roosevelt. Yeah, you thought it was Churchill, and I Googled it for you.
No, I thought it was JFK, which I realize now I was getting confused with his quote about "ask not what you want to do for your country, but or, whatever that is." And then I was like, "No, it's Roosevelt." Before you looked it up.
You're right. No, you're right.
I think I'm a geek.
Did name it.
Crap.
I think no, I don't. I think you're a geek on some things. Okay, and so Star Wars is definitely one of them. But like you're a nerd about.
I think that's even classic. Too generous. It's like I'm a wannabe geek about Star Wars because I know a couple of other people who know a lot, and it's a little scary. And I've made a fool of myself. Well, see, to me, it's fun to talk to them about it because it's a mutual
you learn something.
Interest. But there are times where they made me feel stupid.
So I will admit that I was a Harry Potter geek for a while. Like I was ready to call out everyone on how, here's a great geek line. Like,
can I guess your house?
Yeah.
Are you a Hufflepuff?
No, I'm a Gryffindor, you dum-dum. Come on.
I think you're a Hufflepuff.
I gotta retest. I don't know. I gotta find
me not knowing anything about Harry Potter.
Hufflepuff. You're like, definitely Slytherin. You're so kind.
That's the only house I know.
You know what's just a quick aside, I work with someone whose name is Rowena, and the only other Rowena I have ever met in my life, and by met I mean heard of, was Rowena Ravenclaw, which is a Harry Potter reference. And I for weeks at this new job was like, every time I saw Rowena I was like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. And then like 5 weeks in I was like, every time I see you I think about Rowena Ravenclaw. And she was like, yeah, cool. She was very nice about it, but I was like, well,
geek.
Yeah, basically. And okay, so here's why I was a geek about. Here's what I was a geek about Harry Potter. Somebody would know that I was like super into Harry Potter, and I'm talking. This was like 2001 to
okay. I was gonna say I don't ever remember you.
Yeah, like I was in it. I was like 12 when Harry Potter came out. He was 12 in the book. Like I was just like, we were growing up with Harry Potter. I was like obsessed. And then the movies started coming out. So what do you think I did? People started watching the movies who hadn't read the book, and they were like, I love Harry Potter movies. What did I do? I was like,
you were calling out all the inaccuracies of the movie.
Wrong. J.K. Rowling would never have done.
So I was just like being a jerk about it, and like wanted because I loved it so much that I couldn't bear. Yeah,
it's like the prequels.
Oh my gosh! Exactly. People. Yes.
I have. Yeah. Okay.
So that's what I was a geek about. That's like the geek. Go for it. I mean, like it's again, like I do think we should say like. I wanted us to relate to our geek sides because I think we all have it in us. We are all contain multitudes. Like I would prefer to be known as a nerd, but I know there are things that I geek out on, which is like, for whatever reason, you kind of get that like edge to you that's kind of like not as cool and just a little bit like mean, or like kind of like you're trying to like
know it all
a little.
Yeah.
And so I think that like I'm certainly not at all I'm like really
you're not that way about Harry Potter anymore.
No, I like at a certain point I kind of aged out of like like I have friends who are still like reading it every year and like but then I turned 12. So no, I just like I lost it a little somewhere along the way, and it still brings me great joy, but I don't keep track of, like, if you brought me to a Harry Potter trivia now, I'd be kind of like fuzzy on the details, but like 10, 15 years ago, I was still like in it, and it brought me so much joy, and it was just like very me-centric in a annoying way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, but like, don't you, are you kind of a, you know what I kind of think of you as a nerd at? Fishing. I kind of think like you're kind of a fishing nerd. Like you're like low key about your fishing.
I really like fishing. But it's just for you.
Yeah.
I'm not very knowledgeable in it when it comes to the nerdy stuff, which is like the different kinds of baits and different kinds
like
of
lures and
yeah, and you know, I have 3 that I like, and I don't even know what they're called. You know, and that's not very nerdy or geeky.
Okay.
I do really enjoy it. I would say I'm more nerdy about letterpress. Why
didn't I even think about that?
Where I catch myself talking about it, and I see the person glaze over, and I'm like, oh no, I've said too much. You know. That's
and then you're just like,
and it's not aggressive. It's just like I'm boring them.
Yeah.
You know, so
you're not a geek. You are not a geek about it because like you're so friggin' earnest about it, and it's just for you. If everyone
really
else died on this planet, you'd still be like, at least I have my letterpress. You know, like it would be, you know, but like, that's you're nerd about that for sure.
Yeah.
And like I do feel like there are certain elements of like, I don't know you to be someone who's like putty downy in a graphic design way. You're a nerd about it where you're just like, I have my preferences, because you're so good at it and you just have such a natural gift towards it that I think
I think I was more
I wouldn't do
nerdy or even geeky about it when I first, like in college and first, you know, graduated, and you know, it was like everything to me. But now it's just like, this is just a thing. It's a job. And I have a lot of appreciation for it. And if we start talking about the arts and crafts movement, I will enjoy contributing to that conversation. But it's not like, it's not like letterpress where I'll bore somebody, you know?
What is the arts and crafts movement? I mean, like knitting?
No. It's,
or like in design?
In design, but it also hit like all forms of design. So it hit fashion, it hit architecture, it hit interior design. One of the great artists during that time was William Morris, who did all of those things.
Oh,
and it's kind of, I think there are like American and European styles of it. I could be wrong, but I think you know it when you see it. So like, you know, an arts and crafts style cabinet, it just has a certain look to it.
Is that adjacent to or a synonym for like craftsman style?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I think craftsman style came after it. So I believe craftsman is kind of like an offshoot of it. So if you think of like a craftsman house.
Yeah.
The styles are very similar. And there's some like, I think like, you know, I think columns are the thing that are kind of the dead giveaway for determining what is.
Okay, so see, you're being a good nerd here. Stop talking about it now because no one cares, but you did a good job. That was a good demo.
Yeah.
I like that's like you were being nerdy about that. I find people who are like super into like elements of design, architecture, whatever, like an architecture nerd versus an architecture geek, you immediately know who you want to be hanging with. You know?
Okay.
So based in our context here, I think we've really like, I think
you nailed it.
Lassoed that one.
And then I proved you right.
That's right. I really appreciate you doing that. I didn't pay him for that.
So listeners, if this is your first episode, like, go back to the one where I make Elaine feel really bad for the quote she pulled for trying to communicate something really deep.
Called me out. I did ask you though, like, what are you a nerd about? So I think we said letterpress, right?
Yeah.
And then what are you a geek about? Like Star Wars, but you're not even
Star
that good
Wars,
of a geek.
Yeah. Again, I don't know that geeks, you know, there's a spectrum. It can be a geek who wants to be the wannabe geek, and then there's the ones who really are. But the similarities is that they both make you feel like crap for getting something wrong, or you don't have to interject there and yeah.
Right.
So you're a Harry Potter nerd? Harry Potty.
I'm a Harry Potter geek for sure.
Okay.
And then nerd. I've always been kind of a like jack of all trades, master of none. Like I really like to go, like I kind of like run down these rabbit holes, and not trails, on stuff. And I definitely feel like, I mean, for a while I was like, my father had this nickname and I was like being called it as well, like the fountain of useless. It's just kind of like a lot, like just like useless information that like it's like, oh, interesting, like great party chatter. So I don't know that I like.
There are like the random fact friends that aren't like knowledgeable in one thing, but have all those
like juvenile owls sleep on their face. Go Google it. It's like they literally, because their heads are so big that they like when they fall asleep they're like face down.
That's adorable.
It is really.
But you don't
cute.
know. But you're not. Like,
I'm not an owl nerd.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about owls.
Nerd,
so I don't, I'm not a bird nerd, right? I don't know that I'm like, I wish I were a nerd about something, but I kind of like I go like deep enough to be able to be like, did you know that? And then it's like, I didn't go much further than that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just looking up the rabbit trail idiom. A rabbit trail, or going down a rabbit trail, is an idiom describing a tangent or digression in conversation, writing, or thought that veers away from the main topic. So thank you very much, geek. I was right.
Just so you know, when I Google rabbit hole versus rabbit trail, it says a rabbit hole is a deep, consuming dive into one specific topic, often unexpectedly leading you far from the original point and making escape difficult, like in Alice in Wonderland. While a rabbit trail is a broader, more winding detour or tangent in a conversation. So when I say I'm going down a rabbit hole, that's because what I did was I Googled like submarine depth crush, and then I click on a link from there that's like, how many PSIs to crush a human brain? And then I'm like, and I'm like all of a sudden just like so deep down this like totally nonsensical thing. Whereas a rabbit trail is broader.
But you told me a rabbit trail wasn't a thing.
You're right. I did.
It is a thing.
Yeah.
And it was a tangent.
I thought you were stupid.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, I thought you had it all wrong. And I was so like, aggressive. Wow, what a dweeb.
So what we're saying here is we're both right.
Once again. Love that for us. And I think if I were to bring this all together for our loyal listeners who are here to hear about love, what nerds and geeks have in common.
We didn't promise we were going to talk about love every time.
What is passion if not love for something?
That's true. And that's what a true nerd is, I believe.
I think so. What is our purpose for being here on this planet is like, Go nerd out, and if you must, geek out, but we don't want to hang out with you while you're doing it.
Find your thing.
We don't want to be around it.
Nerd the heck out on
it.
I agree.
Nerd the heck out.
I agree.
Yeah, I think we solved that one. So put that to bed. No one has to wonder about it anymore. Cite this in your papers. We figured it out.
When you say rabbit hole, I just think of like rabbit butthole.
Never thought of that.
Yeah.
Going
down a what?
a rabbit's hole? One time I did say rabbit hole to someone, like I'm like, wow, we're going down a real rabbit hole, and they heard rabid hole, and that made sense to them because I was like, like they kind of thought it was like, oh, we're going crazy here, and I was like, no, man. So maybe, you know what? I'm going to add this.
Definitely not a thing. Rabbit hole.
That's not true. It is a thing.
A rabid?
We just Googled it. Oh, rabid. Yeah, rabid. Not a thing. Not a thing.
That reminds me of Jude's little thing. My son, he comes to me, or maybe it was a text. It might have been a text he sent to both me and Emily. But he's like, it's urinal? And you're like, yeah, what'd you think it was? He's like, I've been saying urine hole for the longest time. Why didn't you tell me? It's urinal. And we're like, actually, urine hole actually makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
But that's not what it is. So
your family comes up with it. Can you please describe Tishme?
Yeah. Okay. So when Matt was 2, maybe even younger, he's just learning to talk. He had a cold, and it was his first experience with a tissue where you help him. You teach him to blow his nose, and he blows his nose, and we would say, "Do you need a tissue?" And so we'd give it to him, and then he took that as saying, he would, when he needed to blow his nose, he would say, "Tish me, tish me," and we're like, "What are you talking about? Like tish me?" And then we get him, we get him to blow his nose. He's like, "Tish me," and he thought tish you, like Y-O-U, you tish you, tish me, we tish everybody.
Tish me. And I don't know if this is appropriate for the internet or not.
It definitely is.
Yeah, and then there's definitely poopness.
Poopness, yeah. There's a couple of inappropriate ones. Poopness. Susan, our only daughter, who has 3 older brothers, who all have penises. She learned the word penis, and she just gave the word for your butthole poopness.
Yep.
Penis, P comes out of a penis, and poop comes out of a poopness. And that was she was probably 4 when she said that. Matthew,
and you were like,
when we would, I mean, I get the logic there. And Matthew, when we were driving to church, we would be in town, but church was like out in the boondocks, so he would know that we're close to church when he started to see the countries. When he saw the trees, and we would say, we're out in the country now. But he took that as like, those trees are called countries. Countries, right? Oh, we're in the countries. There's the countries,
It's a really good thing your kids were homeschooled for a minute to work out the kids.
Well, I think that's why Jude was so upset because one of his friends was like, "Urine hole." He kind of thought. I can't confirm that, but that's the energy I was getting. It's like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
Because I think somebody did. Somebody might have told him.
I thought for years, I mean, up until Jamie Ventura, shout out to a former colleague of ours, who, really takes no prisoners when it comes to pointing out maybe when you've said something that isn't accurate. So I'm like, I we're working on a college campus, and so I had to like leave the athletics facility and like go meet with a bunch of people. I had like go pick up stuff from you and like go talk to someone in admissions and like go over to meet a professor, whatever. So I go into Jamie's office and I'm like, oh, okay. So I had like a big folder of things, and I was like, I'm just gonna go do my cookie route. And he was like, what?
Cookie route?
And I was like, I'm gonna go do my cookie route, you cuckoo bird. And he was like, I don't know what that means. Yeah. So growing up, it's something we said in our family all the time to mean you're going to go on errands. Now, I then called my family and was like, isn't it so funny that like people don't know what a cookie route is? And my dad was like, well, why would they? And I was like, because it means errands. Like, Dad. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, cookie route came from that your Aunt Karen and I used to go to our grandparents' house and we would bake cookies and we would walk around their neighborhood and like bring cookies to the people in the neighborhood. And we called it our little cookie route.
That's super cute.
It was just so sweet, so endearing. And so then that like was shorthand in our family for like, oh, I got to go do a bunch of errands. Like I got to go make a lot of stops. I got to go on a cookie route. Mm-hmm. And I've been out here saying it for my whole life until I was like 28.
Yeah.
That like, I got to go do. So how many people have been out there being like, hey, and I was walking away being like, bye, go to do my cookie route.
Mostly they're probably like, oh, I've never heard that one before. Like, and believe it's an actual thing.
There were, I hope so, and I hope it gets spread far and wide because it makes sense.
This reminds me of the phrase I brought up when we were visiting you which was
Yeah.
which come to find out that maybe that was a family thing as well, which was the term Dugan. I'm still not convinced it was just my family, and more so just me and my brother.
Here's the facts. We had to get to the 5th entry on Urban Dictionary before it was ever
But that still
referenced.
means it's a thing beyond my family, because my family didn't push that.
Hyper niche. Hyper niche.
Okay, so I use the term Dugan, which I've always understood to mean a really large dookie. Like I just laid a giant. I just laid a Dugan. Don't go in there. Let it rest first before you flush. You know.
Yeah. Give it some
hot, steamy Dugan.
Dugan.
And my kids use it now too because of my use of it. I brought it up at your house, and you and your partner were like, "What are you talking about? Like, what is a Dugan?"
Which, by the way, your partner was also like, he thinks this is a thing. It's not.
And so, that's what I realized. It probably was just a family thing or very niche.
Because we were like trying to compare. We were like, was it regional? Like, oh, you grew up in Massachusetts. No, I grew up in Massachusetts.
Right.
Like, what? We were trying like,
it came up because when we were driving to your house, we passed the fudge making business
store
that was called Dugan's.
Dugan.
And I thought that was hilarious.
Dugan's
is the name of a chocolate fudge shop. And you're like, why is that so funny? It's just their name. I was like, because of Dugan.
I remember being like, I know Dugan's. Like,
you were like, Jamie, like, I don't know what you mean.
I want to get on board with you, but I don't know what you're saying. Which I think actually also brings me to what we might want to share with people as the time you thought you were chatting with a CIA agent on the internet.
FBI, thank you very much.
FBI.
Till the time I was 40 years old, folks.
Until a year ago.
Honestly, I still believe it. I still believe
Would
she
you
was
share
an FBI agent.
a little about what happened, and maybe people could weigh in about what they think?
When AOL, America Online, first became a thing, my family.
Yeah.
The first time you could connect to the internet, check your email, chat with people online. The first ever chat rooms. For those
buddy
of you
lists.
It's basically totally unregulated.
Unchecked.
Wild
unchecked. West.
Me and my brother would get on the computer while my dad and mom were in their church meetings. So we were totally
and not using the phone line.
And we would troll, and we would troll people in these chat rooms. Well, we ended up meeting. We ended up meeting this woman who clearly
it gets funnier every time you retell it, because it dawns on you how long you just didn't inspect the veracity of this situation. So you guys meet this woman in a chat room. And she tells you what, Eric? What does she tell you?
We're gonna have to cut this.
What did she tell you, Eric?
So she would we ended up learning her screen name, right? So we would have multiple conversations with her. We'd sign off.
Of course.
A day or two later, we would talk again. Right. We became friends online, right? She told us that she was, she worked for the FBI. She didn't tell us she was an FBI agent. We said that. Because we were kind of teasing her. It'd be like, you're an FBI agent? To the point where she clearly was like, no, I just work at the FBI or whatever that is. Maybe she was a receptionist of some kind. The impression
like,
I got, okay, the impression I got was that she was this old lady who worked for the FBI, and she was really nice to us, like a grandma would be, you know? There's nothing predatory about her.
Nothing nefarious.
No, which to me is like, well, looking back now, I was like, was there? Because, right, was there? You know, like maybe.
You're like, we only mailed her a few checks.
No. But what I remember her doing was she would try to like de-escalate our trolling of other people and bombing the conversation. So she would more or less take us aside and like say, hey, so, you know, how's your day going? And like, she would send us little sound bites of like these heartfelt like songs, like Keep on the Sunny Side of Life. And, you know, like different, she did that a couple of times. So it was nothing like suspicious. But somewhere along the way, I believed that she was actually an FBI agent, but that's what we said she was. And this came out last Dipsmas, where I was like, actually, when I was young, I befriended an FBI agent. And then Elaine just loses it. She's like, no, you didn't. And then I'm like, oh shit. No, I didn't.
Yeah, like.
And then I texted my brother. He's like, no, dude, what are you talking about? That woman was crazy.
I also had a lot of chat room experience from the year of our Lord 1996 to like 2001. I was going hard in the paint in chat rooms. And what I have taken away from all of that is like everything about the internet then
is fake.
Was not real. Yeah, like, and
including us. We pretended to be like this bombshell 19-year-old and convinced a guy to meet us at Shoney's in Manchester, New Hampshire. You know, it's like he was probably there.
Yeah.
And we thought it was hilarious. But it never occurred to us that other people were doing it to us.
That. You thought that was the best idea ever. If you'll recall, I convinced people that my name was Crystal and I was 36 and I was in the Navy. And where was I stationed? Michigan. I was a naval officer in Michigan. So we were all Michigan? Out here. Like, on Lake Michigan, I guess.
Great Lakes there?
I don't think the Navy has a base there. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong.
The Coast Guard?
I don't think Michigan. Yeah, I don't think Michigan is where a lot of naval bases are. And
I mean, there's got to be something because that's like the border, right?
I don't know.
Border Patrol? I don't
know. Naval.
Navy. Great Lakes Naval.
Michigan.
Navy.
There's not. That would be. Okay, Naval Station Great Lakes. That's in Illinois. There's a Navy Reserve Center in Detroit.
Okay, so it's not totally.
No, but it wasn't me being like, I'm stationed here.
Female naval officer. Was that a thing back then?
In Probably. Yeah, I think they were graduating from USNA then, you know, like probably a few women. Anyway, point is, we were all out there lying. We were all just lying to each other. And I thought it was so gosh darn earnest that you were like, in the like 40 years old, you were like, well, actually, I actually met I think I was talking about how I had like weird experiences on the internet. And you were like, I had this really wholesome experience where I met an FBI agent. And it was like, everyone was like, what? And as you were telling it, everyone was like,
no, such an idiot.
No. And like when you started being like, you're like, yeah, then she would send us these recordings
for decades. Like, at least the guy at Shoney's knew he was stooped that day.
Getting catfished.
Me, I've been catfished my whole life by this one person.
Who had just been sending you really earnest music clips from LimeWire.
LimeWire wasn't even a thing back then. This is like
Napster?
This is like a recording of a recording. That,
she was like holding a tape recorder to the radio.
Yeah. Somehow, I don't know how you do it back then, but
I don't know either.
Oh, God.
Okay, well, I think that's a nice place to end. Real high note.
For real.
Yeah. So, Eric, how are we wrapping? How are we landing this plane?
Did you
I think
read any good books? Did you watch any cool movies?
yeah, both. Yes. I'm watching Pluribus on Apple TV. And I think we should talk about that sometime. Essentially, if I could just give a one, yeah, it's Apple TV. It's kind of brand new. It's still coming out right now, like serially every week. Basically the premise, as I understand it, and I think there's a lot of room for interpretation, but is like, imagine the zombie apocalypse, but instead of everyone turning into a flesh-eating monster, they're like an incredibly, it's like collective consciousness, and everyone shares a collective mind, and they're just driven by like happiness and love. But there are like 4 people left on Earth who haven't been like infected by Pluribus, and they're like kind of all like they don't see the positive of like this unified approach to like world peace. They're kind of like, I wanted to go back to the way it was. Like, it's really interesting. I like it a lot.
How do you get infected?
I'm super into it. Well, it was in episode 1, like in the first 10 minutes, you like all of the infection happens, and so it was just like slowly at first like transmitted by like some people were like licking donuts and doing it very peacefully. There's no like carnage, it's just like you get this. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, let me back up. A signal came in to a huge research satellite that when people decoded it, all of a sudden it was like everybody, like when the noise was decoded, it like was almost like a download, and it was like, whoa, everyone's now infected. But the infection had been spreading. That's what we don't know. It's like, is it just out in the universe? Is it like, how long has this noise been coming to us? Like, whatever. It's super interesting, great acting, interesting premise, like kind of like flips.
Sounds cool.
The script on its head around. Pluribus, like
I'm
definitely out of many one.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. What about you? Anything cool?
I watched a couple thrillers, which I haven't watched in a while.
Oh, and I love thrillers.
I forgot how much I loved them. I watched Weapons, which was pretty darn good.
What did you think?
I
just watched it recently as well.
I'm still pondering it. Like, I don't want to give any spoilers because it is a new movie. But there is a part where Josh Brolin's character sees the image of the rifle and the alarm clock over the house. Sky. And I'm like, after it was over, I didn't understand what that meant. But I liked
was this a comment on like, again, not without any spoilers, but like school shootings, like there was only one kid left in the class, like so
I have I might watch it again to make
I walked away from that wondering if this was designed to have a prequel sequel already. Like, did we drop in the middle, and are we going to find out more about what that like kind of
but like you're saying, it made me wonder if it's more of a commentary on like a social issue than I realized. Which made me think that, when because a rifle like that, like an assault rifle,
it was like an AK.
Not to geek out,
and it was like AR-15. The time that the excuse me, I don't like I'm not a gun geek, so I don't know. It was an automatic
AR does not
rifle,
stand for assault rifle.
It stands for is AR US AK is Russian made? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, that's bleak. I know that. I something about the school shooting thread that a friend and I talked about was like kind of the parents being like kind of like numbed by the whole thing too. Like, because the main villain was drawing like using their energy, whatever. But it was almost like, what was that representing? That the parents were like not conscious of what was going on. I don't
Spoilers,
know.
folks.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. There's no spoiler yet, dude.
Yeah, you mentioned
I'm
the villain.
I didn't say there's a main villain. Of course there is.
Okay.
We know
anyway, yeah,
You know?
that was a good
Anyway,
one. I also watched Heretic.
Oh, yeah, another good one. Wait, are you a horror guy? Like, did you know that I'm like obsessed with horror and thrillers and psychological thrillers and slashers?
I
and body
like
horror and all
psychological
this?
thrillers.
Yeah.
I don't like classic horror, like slasher horror. I don't like.
That's not classic, but okay. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm a geek about horror.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Whoa. Sorry. Yeah. Cool. Whoa.
So what's classic horror?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. It's fine.
Tell me, what's classic horror?
Classic horror. I'm not going there right now.
Why not?
So you watched Heretic. What did you think?
Okay. I liked the first half came off real strong.
Yeah.
And I really liked. And I was trying to think about what I didn't like about the ending, like in terms of like I don't know what I wanted, but it wasn't that.
So you felt let down a little.
Not let down, just like, yeah, I guess so. I guess let down. A little disappointed. But I really liked the premise of him taking these two innocent Mormon girls and using them as his own like thought experiment. I thought was really intriguing. And then it was also
what did you think of Hugh Grant's performance?
I thought he was great.
He was good.
I thought he was amazing.
It was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd never seen him, and I don't know if he's done anything else like this, but that's like a first for me to see him in a role like that. I liked that it didn't give off like predator, like sexual predator vibes, because I was really hoping it wouldn't be that. So I was glad that wasn't it. But again, without spoiling anything, it just seemed like it kind of fell apart a little in the second half. Because I don't know, but I did like how it landed in terms, because he was, he's pretending to be like a man searching for truth, and he's done a lot of research, and he's very intellectual about religion and the history of spirituality or even like storytelling, and how religion evolved, and then he claims he found the true religion,
truth.
What that was really resonated with me when it came out in the end. So I did like that. But yeah, there were, again, I don't want to give it away, but there's just parts of the second half were just like, okay, that's kind of over the top, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good movie. Yeah. Yeah. So I do like, would you call that a psychological thriller?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think that was,
because I do like that.
Thriller.
I do like I was a huge fan, and this is controversial. I was a huge fan of The Village, M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That yes,
loved and that. I know that didn't get a lot of great reviews, but again, it was like,
it's heavy-handed, but I remember being like, whoa,
yeah, the twist.
I
had some friends who had figured it out before it was over. I'm like, really? Okay, so it took me by surprise, and I love that feeling of there being this major mind twist, and I just am not that smart that I figure things out more quickly. So I like that I'm kind of innocent in that way, to where it makes the mind twist. I'm trying not to like swear, like even more more like dramatic. Like I love that feeling. So I got that out of both of those movies. Yeah.
I would just also plug. So I watched Sinners.
Oh yeah,
a couple of weeks ago. Have you seen it?
I haven't. It's on my list.
So
that's a movie, right?
Yep. and definitely
series.
worth, like, I mean, no, yeah, it's a movie, and an incredibly well invested one that was like, I just, in this moment of like media consolidation, like read Netflix, Warner Brothers, whatever, like Sinners is the exact type of movie that comes to mind that like we might not get as much of when like there's too much consolidation in the media industry. And I think horror in general and like these like things can like will fall by the wayside because it so like Sinners I would just highly recommend as a great social commentary, like a great example of how horror can be a really powerful vehicle for social commentary, kind of back to our like weapons conversation, where just like, because I feel like a lot of our current social moment, but probably like forever, there's just like this fear response, like sometimes our like policies are reactionary, or like our worst instincts come from fear, and horror is a really easy way to like lay it out plainly, is be like, hold up a mirror and be like, this is what you're afraid of, and this is what will happen if we keep acting out of fear.
Right.
But Sinners really, really, I mean, like the acting, like, you know, the music, like the premise, really, really, really good. I had to start it and stop it a few times just like because of life circumstances. I wasn't getting like, I didn't get to watch it in one full go, and I regret that, because I think it would have been very powerful to see that. I watched it in like 3 separate sittings, but would recommend. And also we'll link these for folks. We'll capture these up if
anything
if you
we
care,
reference like this, we are going to try to put in the YouTube link. You know, so when we're talking about things that we see on TikTok or things that are easily linkable, we'll definitely put that in the description.
If there's a way you could link our listeners to the archived AOL chats with the FBI agent, I think people would be really interested.
I think those are long gone.
Yeah, thank God. Okay, so do you want to queue up for folks?
Oh yeah.
If they're, again, we forgot to do this last time, but like if you're playing along with us, here's what you might want to noodle on in between now and our next episode. We're gonna take a tour back towards Mushy Gushy.
Yeah, and I think you're asking me this.
I think that's right. Yep.
Which is,
I'm asking you.
You're asking me if you could relive one season of your life, not to change it, but to just feel it again. Which would it be and why?
Yep.
So that's what we'll start with next episode. And next episode, the next 2 episodes are going to be in person. So that'll be fun too.
We're going to be together. I'm excited. Should we wear matching socks or something?
No, that's too much work.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Not if I bring them to you.
Okay, sure.
You're getting socks for Christmas.
Yes, we will. I love you.
Bye.
All right. See you later.
Hey, thanks for joining. You can listen to us on Spotify, watch us on YouTube, and follow us on TikTok.